Okay, so welcome back. We will be continuing with what's called the 4 foundations of mindfulness, or the 4 major areas of awareness that we can develop. First, working with just observing and being aware, and moving on to breath and body and emotions. And now we will include thought in the field of meditation. Again, sit in a relaxed but stable way. Be aware of any obvious tension and try to soften it. Let the eyes and the face be relaxed. The brow area, our jaw, our neck and shoulders relaxed. Again, if you notice any tension, just try to soften it. And moving along down the body to soften any other tension that you might be noticing. Take a few moments to feel this and let go. And we'll begin here next to just go back to our breath as the center of the meditation and really listening to it. And as you pay attention to the breath, if sounds or body sensations or moods show up, drop the breath and give them the same mindful attention as you would the breath. And also, now we will begin to include the field of thought. If it entangles you in words or picture thoughts, memories or planning, then name them. Thinking, or planning, or remembering. Just keep a very simple naming. Usually when you become aware of it, it will dissolve. Awareness is like sunlight on the fog. If it's a very strong or charged thought, you may note it and it may continue. And if that happens, then you just continue to note it or name it until it does dissolve. Keep it simple though. Stay mostly with the breath if there are too many objects. But when or if something becomes strong, let go of the breath and label or name what is present. Sounds, body sensations, feelings or moods, thoughts. And when we work with thoughts, again, as they might show up as pictures or words or some combination of audio-visual, we're not interested in the story or whether it's good or bad. We're not here to judge the thinking, the thought, or the memory. But simple naming. Again, if it's a thought of the past, we might just label or name it. Remembering. Or if it's a thought of the future, planning. And if we're not sure, we can always keep it the most simple, thinking. And working with thoughts are sort of interesting in this way that as we begin to label or name it, it often dissolves right there, as I mentioned earlier, like sunlight on the fog. It sort of cuts through it. One of those things that as we recognize that we're doing it, it sort of dissolves under our awareness. Be aware of what is present right now, without trying to change it. Just notice it with a gentle attention, labeling it or naming it for whatever's there, as long as it's present. And then back to the breath. Again, notice the breath. Let it be natural, feeling it with care. The beginning, middle, or end, wherever or however it shows itself. Coming back to it whenever the mind wanders away. And again, if any experience, though, is very strong, your mind comes back to it. Drop the breath and just gently name what is present. It's a simple sort of reminder. The practice of mindfulness in this way is a way of putting into action the general philosophy or idea that underlies it, which in its most simplest definition is moment-to-moment awareness with acceptance. These meditations we've done to this point, now including thought in the field of meditation, is a way of practicing that way of thinking or that way of being. So we are putting into practice this way of moment-to-moment awareness with acceptance. Allowing whatever is present to show itself. And as you label or name it, it's a way of acknowledging or saying, I see you there. In this last minute or so, just as we started with our first exercise on the breath, see if you can just feel every breath